Thanks for tuning in, everybody. All right. Well, that game ended nicely, even though I thought it could have ended sooner. But ladies and gentlemen, Cole Caufield gets the overtime winner. And they used to call him Ovechkin Jr. in college, if you didn't know that. There's going to be some fun facts we're going to release on Cole Caufield in just a second. What he's accomplished already at the NHL level is pretty amazing. And we'll get to that in a second. But let's talk about this overtime winner and how I'm pretty sure Alex Ovechkin is still on the bench because he's still looking for the offside review. Okay, no, he did leave the ice. He did leave the ice. All right, Ovi, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye now. Thank you. Goodbye. That's from Aladdin. That's Robin Williams. If you didn't get that reference, I don't feel sorry for you. Watch the movie. Okay. All right. So that was an interesting game because if the Canadiens' power play was actually better, and I know they got their first the first power play goal and the only power play goal of this game at the end of the first period, but if it was better, I feel like this game wouldn't have got to overtime because the Canadiens' power play was actually 1-for-6, and they got plenty of opportunities in the third period to really put the Capitals away and just not even bother with overtime. But in the end, what happens? Dylan Strome gets 2 goals in the third period to tie the game. But let's start back with Jake Allen in this game, making 31 saves. Shout out to Carey Price, a .939 save percentage in this game for Jake Allen, who just looks steady in net, positionally sound, vintage Jake Allen, just a veteran goaltender that you can rely on, come in on a Saturday night at the Bell Center and do his job. And that's what he did, right? So Jake looked good. He looked steady in there, made some really great saves, and especially on that 2-on-1. That you guys know what I'm talking about. That was in the first period. I want to say it was a pass from Ovechkin, and what a save by Jake Allen with the right pad there. That was beautiful, beautiful Jake Allen right there, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Barron, I thought, making his Canadiens debut this season looked pretty good. He actually looked pretty steady out there. Just like I saw in preseason, he looked more confident, more assertive, more sure of himself, and just making decent plays. He was playing with our Jack guy on the third pair, so didn't mind that at all. And just good to see Barron come in and have a good first game. He so needed that. And the fact that they kept him on the roster out of training camp, and now he got his first taste of game action, comes in, has a decent first game. Encouraging signs. I've been pretty harsh on Justin Barron last season, probably a little impatient, definitely impatient. He's only 21. So that being said, we got to talk about our captain, Nick Suzuki, because I really love this quote from Martin St. Louis, talking about, and you can get it right here from Priantha, that he would never use the media to spark his player. And I really love, how do you not love that? Because we know how the Montreal media is. We saw how testy Cole Caufield was with the media just yesterday, talking about how some of the negativity from last season, is it creeping back into this season? Cole's just like, no, next, right? So we saw Nick Suzuki make a beautiful pass over to Sean Monahan for that power play goal in the first period. And it actually came first, a beautiful pass from Cole Caufield cross ice to Nick Suzuki. And Nick was looking to shoot a lot. You could tell he wanted to score in this game, but he ends up having 2 assists at the end of the night, 2 beautiful assists that really affected the game. The power play, the pass down to Sean Monahan right at the goal mouth, and Monahan tips it in. A different look for a change. It's not just all going to go to Cole Caufield. It's not going to be too predictable. It was always to Shea Weber. It was always predictable that way too, right? Before these last couple seasons ago, right? So the fact the Canadiens are actually getting some different looks in the power play. I showed you guys how frustrated Mike Matheson was in practice the other day with the power play. Well, it was encouraging for them to get this goal, this power play goal at the end of the first period. And Sean Monahan with a goal and an assist in this game. And now we got to talk about our boy, Brendan Gallagher. Gally celebrating his first goal of the season from inside the net, ladies and gentlemen. Vintage Gally with a nice tweet from Arpin Basu here. Just vintage. And we've all talked about him. We've all talked about Gally. We've been critical of him. And you know what? He's getting paid. And that's why people are critical and they're expecting more, right? He's older. He can't seem to keep up with the game. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it's just early in the season. He's still getting used to his new line mates and Tanner Pearson and Sean Monahan. And they're working out pretty good together so far, guys. I do like that line. Even though Gally says he wasn't relieved to get his first of the season, I mean, look at his face. Yeah, he was. He was just relieved to get the first one out of the way. The first one sometimes is the hardest one. Ask Yoel Armia last year, right? I mean, Gally felt good about it. We feel good about it. You love to see it. And Tanner Pearson, underrated play from Tanner Pearson, just a little flip pass ahead to Sean Monahan on Galley's goal, and then Monty backhands it to Gallagher at the goal mouth. He just jams it in. It's just fun to see that, man. I absolutely love it from Brendan Gallagher. So Cole Caufield laying the body. Did I mention that? Laying the body. And just what a great showing from Cole in many aspects. A goal and assist, playing physical all of a sudden. That shoulder looks pretty strong. The shoulder looks pretty strong after the surgery, let me tell you. So good on Cole for just, adding different elements to his game. I should give a shout out to Pez too, because 3 minutes into this game, he gets the first real scoring chance and he rings it off the post. Pez can shoot, but you gotta love when guys like Pez, I know he didn't score, but you gotta love it when he gets chances or when he does score, because he's one of those fan favorite players, and he's getting better. Like, I don't know, Pez is getting better. So I love the minutes he puts in out there with Ulanen and Jake Evans. I think they got a good thing going on there. I know Yoel Armia was called up from the Laval Rock, and he's probably going to see game action. We may see him in Buffalo on tomorrow, and that's fine. I don't know if you're going to take Pez out or Ulanen. I think you would take Ulanen out for Armia if you're going to, most likely. So either way, Yoel Armia gets, called up from the Val Rocket. He's playing good down there. It worked out good so far. And also, Philip Machar has been sent down to the Kitchener Rangers. So Deeksy here may actually try and go get an interview with Machar in Kitchener this year. I was denied last year just because, whatever reason, I don't know. Kitchener said no. That's the end of the story. Peterborough, when he came to Owen Beck, super open, easy going. I don't know. Kitchener, I think that, I don't know. I'm not going to get into what I think about Kitchener. Regardless, we'll see if we can get an opportunity to speak with Machar at some point this season. Alex Ovechkin, how do you not talk about the grade 8, right? This guy didn't have shots for the last 2 games. He had no shots on net, and he got some early opportunities in this game, and Jake Allen was there to save the day. Ovi had a good couple opportunities, and even the fans knew it. They kind of cheered for him when he even got his first couple shots in this game, and he had a sweet pass over to Dylan Strome for his goal, but in general, Ovi was Ovi. Didn't score, which we love because he loves playing in the Bell Center, one of his favorite, if not favorite, rinks to play in, as we heard him say years and years ago. I actually got to see Ovechkin play in 2009. And historically, the Capitals actually win a lot of games at the Bell Center, and we won that game that I was at in 2009, back when Robert Lang, Sergei Kostitsyn, Andre Kostitsyn, Halak was still on the team. Latan Drez was still on the team. That tells you how far back that goes, but even more players that I can name. But regardless, it's cool to see Ovi play. It's fun to see him try to chase the record, although Cole Caufield might have a chance at Gretzky's record now at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Okay, I am a little bit. But you know what? It's always fun to see Ovi. And I didn't like Ovechkin. I didn't like Ovechkin for a while there. I was more of a Crosby fan. I still am. But Ovi warmed up to me after, talking to Gretzky and changing the way he played, and the Capitals learning to play team defense and then going to get their Stanley Cup in 2018. I've changed my heart against Alex Ovechkin, to be honest with you. And of course, the story about Alex here from Niagara Falls, where I live, the story of the young man who passed away, who really inspired Ovi big time. You can't not feel good about Ovi's heart towards this young man at the time, and just feel a lot better about Ovechkin. In the end, Mike Matheson up to Nick Suzuki. Cole Caufield, by the way, was actually going to go off for a change on this overtime winner. And what happens? He goes and just, it's like, nope, I'm gonna go score the overtime winner instead. Then I'll come to the bench, guys. Don't worry. I love that. Can somebody get Sean Monahan another shirt, by the way, please? Tricolor Sports, help the guy out. Let's go. Fun fact tonight was Cole Caufield's 5th overtime goal of his NHL career and 9th game winner. This is a great stat from Sportsnet Stats. You think it's always called Leafsnet. Well, guys, here's a great Montreal Canadiens related stat for you. Cole Caufield, 127 career games played, fastest player in Canadiens history to score 5 career overtime goals. If that's not a fun fact, I don't know what is. That's pretty awesome from Cole. We know that his first 2 goals in his NHL career were overtime goals in the 3-on-3 against Ottawa and Toronto back in the bubble season. So regardless, it's awesome. Enjoy it. That's all I got, you guys. So next time you'll see me, we'll be in Buffalo. I'll be trying to bring my camera to the game. They have really strict policies on bags, to bringing in bags to the arena in Buffalo for some reason. I don't know why. I can understand why to a certain extent. However, I will be bringing you video footage from the Montreal Canadiens warm-up tomorrow against the Buffalo Sabres, some game footage here and there, and obviously a reaction video the morning after. So, guys, thank you for watching. Go Habs, go. One more final thought, actually, before we go, is that, you know what? beating Chicago and Washington, two teams that aren't that great these past two Saturday nights. I'm going to Montreal next Saturday to see them against Winnipeg, who to me is a more talented, threatening team. Still having their struggles a little bit. They did beat Edmonton last night. They didn't beat themselves. But I'm not overly excited about these first two wins for the Canadiens against teams that are kind of, going downhill a little bit in Chicago and Chicago and Washington, Chicago especially. So I'm not overly excited. I'm not overly hyped. I'm just trying to enjoy these wins when they come, right? So let's enjoy them. And that's all I got for you guys. All right, we'll see you soon, guys. All my best. Cheers.